Hi everyone, I'm Hannah. Thanks for watching. Today's video is all about a beginner's guide to buying used perfume. I called it a beginner's guide because I personally don't think that I'm an expert. I haven't been doing this for very long. I'm just going to share some things that I've learned along the way and what other people have told me when you're looking for used perfume online. So I wanted to make this video because I really haven't seen this topic being talked about a lot. I think that sometimes there's a little bit of a stigma when it comes to buying used anything. You know, people are a little bit hesitant to admit where they found something or that they've gotten a good deal for something. And I think with Instagram and sometimes even YouTube, there's all these unboxings and there's hauls and all this other stuff. And that also creates this hype around getting something that's new and unboxing it yourself and creating content with it and all that other stuff. So I really wanted to get away from that because I personally don't think that it's very healthy to keep watching that sort of stuff. And that's not the kind of content that I want to make. I really think that if you can buy used, if you can find what you like that's not being enjoyed somewhere else, then that's the way to go. You can save a lot of money. It's probably better for the environment, and sometimes you can get stuff that is really great quality and without paying a premium for it. So there's so many places that you can look for stuff. There's eBay, Mercari, Poshmark. We don't have Mercari here in Canada, but definitely Poshmark and eBay are good starting points for when you're looking for something that's used. You can also look on Facebook groups or Facebook Marketplace. People have also had a lot of success on any perfume forums. There's often threads where people are putting up what they're selling. There's a lot of collectors that like to declutter their collection every now and then. Sometimes people are moving and they don't want to move the perfume with them, or they want to create an edit of the perfume they're taking with them, so they want to sell everything else. Sometimes people inherit a lot of perfume and they want to get rid of it. So many places to look. I always tell people to have a quick Google before they go into a store and just pay retail for something, because if what you want is discontinued and no longer available, then probably buying used is your best bet. And there's lots of stuff out there. Number one question that people ask me when I talk about anything like eBay is, how do I know that I'm getting the real thing and that I'm not being duped or that I'm not getting a fake? And my answer is that as long as you're not getting something that's really hyped, chances are that no one is going to the trouble of emptying out a perfume bottle and filling it with water. I just think that a lot of people don't have the time or even the ability to do that. They just really want to get rid of what they're selling. I know that this is especially true after Christmas time, because if you look on Boxing Day and just before New Year's, you can see that a lot of people are selling their Christmas presents, because regular people are selling brand new bottles of things and they're heavily discounted because they didn't have to pay anything for their present. So they don't really care to recoup the price that they've paid. They just want to get rid of this perfume that they don't like anymore, or they maybe never liked in the first place. So really, if you're not looking for something that's Chanel, Guerlain, any of those big brands, then chances are you are getting the real thing. And if you're buying from a regular person, that person's probably not going to take the time and the energy to dupe you. They really just want to sell perfume. My other tip is to actually buy perfume from regular people. I think that seems safer. When you look at all these people that are selling perfume on eBay and other places, it just seems safer than going to a company that seems to have hundreds and hundreds of these bottles on sale and they're super cheap. I feel like those companies are selling in so much quantity that they're going to recoup their cost, even if you recognize that you got a safe or a fake and you're asking for your money back. They've already sold so much that they'll give you your money back and keep selling fakes and nothing is going to happen to them. So I personally don't buy from a big seller on eBay. I really have only bought from, normal people who happen to just have a perfume that they don't love anymore and they just want to get rid of it. So that's a little bit of advice. I also think that you can get a better deal if you're not looking for what they call full presentation. So full presentation is where you get the box and any other packaging that came with the perfume. Sometimes there's like an insert that the perfume bottle sat in, and then there's a box. Sometimes there's ribbon, sometimes there's plastic wrap around the whole box. If you're willing to not get any of those things, you can definitely get a better deal, and there's definitely a chance that you're buying from a regular person, because most people don't keep that stuff when they buy something. When they buy a perfume, they get rid of the box, they get rid of all the packaging because it's garbage actually, and they just, place the perfume on a shelf and enjoy that. So that's something to look for. I also try to get into a conversation with the people that are selling the perfume. So I'll ask them anything. I'll say, hey, how come you don't like this scent anymore? Why are you getting rid of it? I just think it's so beautiful. And see what they say. And sometimes I've asked, where did you get this from? Do you remember where you bought it? And get an answer back. I try to just look for a vibe. I'm not really that invested in the answer. I just want to see what kind of a vibe I get from the seller. If that person's a nice, normal person with a pretty normalish response, then that will give me a signal to go ahead with the sale. And if I get someone that's, very delayed in responding, or their response just doesn't really make sense, then I might not go ahead with the sale. I will show you. So this is something that I bought recently. I bought it in January, I want to say. And this was just a regular person that was tired of this perfume. You can see that there is some wear on the gold over here and up here. It's a little bit discolored. This bottle is basically 2/3 full, so it's definitely not a full bottle. I did get a pretty good deal on it, and I kind of wasn't sure how much and for how long I'd be into this perfume. This is the Samsara EDT from Guerlain. I like it. I just wasn't sure how much I would actually wear it. So I was happy to buy something that wasn't full. I was totally happy with the wear because it shows me that someone did enjoy this bottle and love this perfume. And because I wasn't too picky about all that stuff, I got a good deal and I got it for a good price, and those things were more important to me than getting it in a box or the original box. This was well packaged when it came, so there was no leaking, and there was obviously no breakage, so that is really, really important. But other than that, this just came by itself. So you can get some really nice things, and this is an original. It's not a fake. This was also bought from someone in Canada, which is my preference because then I'm not dealing with the exchange rate. I had a sample of this and I finished the sample. So, and I finished the sample except for a couple sprays that I left in there so that I could compare the 2 scents, and they smell exactly alike. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with the purchase. If I finish this bottle, maybe the next bottle I buy will be, better presentation, but honestly, I don't really care. I love this bottle. I think I like that it's worn out too. It really shows that someone loved this for quite a bit of time. So that's Samsara EDT. Also, I think it's a good idea to look for people that maybe are selling so many other things that they don't necessarily value the perfume that they're selling. I bought this little 15 ml bottle of Ambre Extreme EDP from L'Artisan Parfumeur. They don't make this style of bottle anymore, and they haven't for decades, I would say. and I knew exactly what I was getting. I got a great deal on it. Again, it was a seller in Canada, and he had found this in an estate, and he was having an estate sale. So there was lots of like furniture and other tchotchkes and things that he was selling. And then there was this one little perfume, and it wasn't displayed very nice. The picture of it wasn't great, but I was able to jump on this, and again, didn't have a box or anything for it, but it came nicely packaged so that there wasn't any leaking or moving around or anything like that. And yeah, I think if I had bought this from a collector, it would have been double the price, because that person would have known the value of it, or would have, assigned a greater value to it. And I mean, I don't even think people have these bottles because they're so tiny that they would have run out of them already. So happy with that. This is used. I mean, I really don't think people are making fake L'Artisan Parfumeur perfumes out there. I just don't think people are doing that. So happy with that. Okay. Last thing that I'll show you is Soir d'Orient. I've mentioned that I bought this on eBay before. I got this for less than $100, and it is, I believe, over $300 Canadian if you buy it at the counter. Now, people have asked me if I ask for the receipt, and I don't, because I know that most people don't keep receipts of things that they've bought. Think about it. Like, do you have the receipt of every single perfume that you've bought? You probably don't. So asking for a receipt is kind of silly. I was pretty new when I was starting to buy stuff, and I did ask her if she had a receipt for this, and she did. She had a digital receipt because she had bought this online. She had blind bought it, which I would never suggest that anyone blind buys this perfume. It's just so unique. She blind bought this and didn't like it, but she got a really sweet gift with purchase with it, and all of that was on the receipt. She showed me the receipt, and obviously she wanted to keep all that stuff and just wanted to get rid of the perfume. She was happy to sell it for literally any price and wasn't too annoyed with me for asking for a receipt. So that's another good purchase. I clearly paid less than half of retail, which I think is a great deal. And yeah, I mean, I didn't even really have a hard time waiting or finding this. So I was really happy with that. This one I waited for quite some time. I just happened to find it, and I bought it. And this one, I wanted it for a few months, and then I found a bottle, but there's lots of bottles of Samsara EDT online if you're looking for them, if this is something that you're interested in. So yeah, look for all those things. Another thing people have suggested is to look for sellers that have good ratings. My opinion on that is that ratings can be bought. There's a lot of sellers out there who are willing to do literally anything to get a good review from you. So they will refund money, they'll refund a portion of your money. They really want, a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5 rating when they're selling stuff. And so I don't put a lot of stock in ratings personally. I really just try to have a conversation and get a sense of who the person is. My other advice is that if you know someone that's bought a lot of vintage or used perfume online, ask them if they have a saved seller, or if they still have the shop or the person or the store that they've bought the perfume from, because that can be helpful in narrowing down who you're purchasing from. So I've done that a few times when I was interested in purchasing something, and I reached out to people and I asked them, and they shared a whole list of, vetted sellers on eBay that they had already purchased real things from, and they were really, really happy with their transactions, and they were really happy to share that information with me. And I think that makes sense too, because people that love perfume love it when they can share that with others, because that means we can all wear way more, I think. And so yeah, that was another really helpful thing for me when I was starting out, is when I had a list of sellers that had already been used by people that really knew their perfume well. So just a few tips to get you started if that's what you're looking for. I think for me, eBay is always the easiest and first step when I'm looking for something used. But if you have any tips that I haven't mentioned, I would love to hear from you. If you have any great deals that you've gotten, I would love to hear about that too, because I love nothing more than a good deal on something that I already know I'm gonna love. So that's my advice. I would love to hear from you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.